Are you taking vitamins every single day, thinking you're protecting your health, but slowly, silently, you're actually weakening your legs? It sounds counterintuitive because for decades, we've been told that vitamins are always beneficial. More vitamins, better health, stronger bones, more energy, better aging. But here's what's really going on inside your body. After the age of 60, your metabolism changes dramatically. Your muscle tissue becomes more sensitive to inflammation. Your nerves become more fragile. Your liver becomes less efficient at processing excess nutrients. And your kidneys, your filtration system, don't clear out what they used to. So now something that was once helpful can quietly become harmful. And when it comes to your legs, your mobility, your balance, your independence, this matters more than almost anything else. Because leg weakness after 60 is not just about muscles, it's about nerve signaling, blood flow, mitochondrial energy, and inflammation inside the muscle itself. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your legs like a high-performance engine. Vitamins are like fuel additives. In the right amount, they improve performance. But in excess or in the wrong combination, they start clogging the system, damaging components, and reducing efficiency. And that's exactly what's happening in millions of people over 60. They are unknowingly overloading their system with certain vitamins that disrupt nerve function, increase oxidative stress, or even interfere with muscle contraction. The result? Weakness when standing up, instability when walking, fatigue in the legs after minimal activity, and in some cases, a higher risk of falls. What makes this even more dangerous is that these effects don't happen overnight. They build slowly, quietly, and often go completely unnoticed, until one day your strength is no longer there. In today's video, we're going to uncover the two worst vitamins that can actually weaken your legs after 60, not because they are inherently bad, but because of how they are used, overdosed, or misunderstood. But we won't stop there. You'll also learn how these vitamins interfere with your muscles and nerves, why your body processes them differently after 60, and most importantly, how to fix the problem naturally. Simple, practical, science-based steps you can apply immediately. Because this isn't about fear, it's about precision. It's about understanding your body at a deeper level and giving it exactly what it needs. No more, no less. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to look at your supplement routine with a completely new perspective and possibly prevent one of the most overlooked causes of age-related weakness. And if you're someone who wants to stay strong, mobile, and independent well into your later years, this might be one of the most important conversations you'll hear. Let's start with a vitamin most people think of as a miracle, vitamin D. It's marketed as essential for bone strength, immunity, and even mood. And yes, when used correctly, it is important. But here's what's really going on inside your body after 60. Your body's ability to process vitamin D changes with age. The kidneys, which convert vitamin D into its active form, become less efficient. The result? Even normal doses can start to accumulate in your blood, leading to a condition called hypercalcemia, too much calcium circulating in your system. Now, here's why that matters for your legs. Calcium is crucial for muscle contraction, but too much calcium in the blood can cause muscles to become stiff, weak, and prone to cramps. Your nerve signaling gets disrupted too, because calcium plays a central role in transmitting signals from nerves to muscles. In other words, excess vitamin D can directly interfere with how your legs contract and respond. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your muscle fibers as electrical motors. Calcium is the spark plug that fires the motor. Too little calcium, the motor won't fire. Too much calcium, the motor gets jammed, overworked, and eventually fatigues faster. That's exactly what happens when vitamin D is oversupplemented. What the research shows is that doses of vitamin D higher than about 4,000 IU per day in older adults can increase the risk of falls and muscle weakness, even though people are taking it to stay healthy. So, what's the actionable takeaway here? Get tested before supplementing. A simple blood test for 25-hydroxyvitamin D can tell you if you actually need extra. Target a moderate, safe range. Most functional medicine experts recommend 30-50 ng/ml for people over 60, not more. Pair it with magnesium. Magnesium helps regulate calcium inside muscle cells, reducing the risk of cramps and weakness. Sunlight first. Natural sunlight is the safest way to maintain vitamin D without risking hypercalcemia. And here's a practical protocol. Spend 15-20 minutes in direct sunlight on your arms and legs 3-4 times per week. If supplementing, use a moderate daily dose of 800-2000 IU, preferably with food containing magnesium like leafy greens, nuts, or seeds. Avoid megadoses unless a doctor is monitoring your blood levels. This is a subtle, silent issue. Your legs may feel fine at first, but over months and years, this excess vitamin D can erode strength, increase fatigue, and even raise fall risk. If this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you stay strong, mobile, and independent naturally. Now let's talk about something most people assume is completely harmless, vitamin B12. It's often marketed as the energy vitamin, crucial for nerve health and red blood cell production. And in moderation, it is essential, especially after 60, when absorption from food naturally declines. But here's the catch. Too much B12, especially in synthetic supplemental form, can create unexpected nerve and muscle issues. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Vitamin B12 plays a critical role in nerve myelination, the process that wraps your nerves in a protective sheath, allowing signals to travel quickly and efficiently to your muscles. Too little B12, you get tingling and weakness. But too much? Research is showing that high levels of supplemental B12 can cause nerve hyperactivity, oxidative stress, and imbalances in other B vitamins like folate. Let me explain this with a whiteboard-style analogy. Imagine your nerves are like high-speed internet cables. B12 is the insulation that protects the wires. If insulation is applied unevenly or in extreme excess, it can cause interference in the signals, creating noise instead of smooth transmission. That noise manifests as leg weakness, unsteady gait, and fatigue during movement. What studies are revealing is striking. Some older adults taking high-dose B12 injections or oral supplements report increased neuropathic symptoms, tingling, cramps, and even subtle leg weakness, despite thinking they are preventing nerve damage. So what's the practical takeaway? Check your levels. A blood test for B12 can reveal if you truly need supplementation. Optimal levels are usually around 500 to 900 pg/ml. Use balanced B complex forms. Instead of megadoses of B12 alone, a full B complex ensures your B vitamins stay in proper balance, reducing nerve irritation. Focus on natural sources. Salmon, sardines, eggs, and fortified plant-based milks provide B12 in a form your body can regulate more naturally. Avoid unnecessary injections unless prescribed. Injections bypass your body's regulatory mechanisms, increasing the risk of excess. Here's a behavioral protocol you can implement immediately. Include B12-rich foods 3 to 4 times per week. If supplementing, stick to a daily oral dose of 250-500 mcg, not the ultra-high doses often sold over the counter. Pair with folate-rich foods like leafy greens or beans to maintain nutrient balance. Think of it this way. Taking B12 without attention is like pressing the accelerator while your engine has loose wiring. You think you're boosting energy, but your legs are actually struggling to respond efficiently. This is another subtle but powerful factor in leg weakness after 60. Most people assume more is better, but when it comes to vitamins, balance is everything. Now that we've identified the two vitamins most commonly linked to leg weakness, vitamin D and B12, it's time to look at why they affect your muscles on a deeper metabolic level. Understanding this will help you fix the root cause, not just the symptoms. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Muscle strength after 60 is not just about protein intake or exercise. It's about how efficiently your cells convert nutrients into energy. That energy comes from the mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every muscle cell. But excess vitamin D or B12 can disrupt this energy production in surprising ways. For vitamin D, too much calcium in the bloodstream can interfere with mitochondrial calcium handling. Think of calcium as both a messenger and a gatekeeper in your cells. When levels are too high, it clogs the energy pathways. Your muscles still contract, but they fatigue faster and recover slower. Over time, this leads to subtle weakness, especially in your legs, the muscles most sensitive to energy shortages. Vitamin B12, when imbalanced, can indirectly affect methylation pathways, the biochemical process that regulates DNA repair, nerve signaling, and neurotransmitter production. If methylation is disrupted, nerve signals to your legs become less precise, leading to delayed reactions, unsteady steps, and even a higher risk of falls. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your leg muscles as a factory. Mitochondria are the assembly lines. Vitamins are raw materials and quality inspectors. Too little or too much of certain vitamins either starves the assembly lines or overwhelms them with unnecessary checks, slowing down production. The result? Weak, tired, and inefficient legs. What the research shows is that metabolic imbalances caused by improper vitamin supplementation can directly reduce muscle power and endurance, even if you're exercising regularly and eating a protein-rich diet. So, what can you do to optimize your metabolism and protect your legs? Here's a simple, actionable protocol. Balance calcium intake. Avoid over-supplementation and pair vitamin D with magnesium to improve cellular calcium regulation. Support methylation naturally. Eat foods rich in folate, choline, and B6 to help your body regulate B12 effectively. Time your supplements wisely. Take vitamins with meals containing healthy fats to improve absorption and prevent spikes that overload your system. Include low-impact strength work. Exercise stimulates mitochondrial function and helps your cells use calcium and energy efficiently. Think walking, resistance bands, or lightweight training 3 to 5 times per week. By addressing metabolism, you're not just fixing vitamin imbalances, you're restoring your leg muscles' ability to generate energy, improve coordination, and resist fatigue. By now, you understand how vitamin D and B12 imbalances can disrupt energy and nerve signaling. But there's another layer we need to address, one that's often overlooked: chronic low-grade inflammation and oxidative stress. Here's what's really happening inside your legs after 60. Muscles rely on a delicate balance of oxidants and antioxidants to function properly. Small amounts of oxidative stress are natural. They signal your muscles to adapt, grow stronger, and repair. But when this balance is tipped, either by excess vitamins or poor metabolism, oxidative stress becomes damaging. For vitamin D, oversupplementation can raise calcium levels inside muscle cells. Too much calcium triggers reactive oxygen species, ROS, basically free radicals that damage muscle fibers over time. The result? Weakness, stiffness, and longer recovery times. For B12, excessive supplementation can create imbalances in methylation and homocysteine metabolism. High homocysteine is a known contributor to inflammation in nerves and muscles, subtly eroding coordination and leg strength. Let me give you a whiteboard-style analogy. Think of your muscles like a city's power grid. Oxidative stress is like small surges in electricity. Normally, the grid handles them efficiently, but when the surges become constant or overwhelming, because the wiring is overloaded by excess vitamins, the lights flicker, machines slow down, and eventually some circuits fail. That's what happens in your muscles: weakness, cramps, and fatigue. So what can you do to protect yourself naturally? Include antioxidant-rich foods. Berries, dark leafy greens, nuts, and colorful vegetables help neutralize oxidative stress. Optimize vitamin balance. Avoid high doses of D and B12 unless tested and necessary. Support detoxification pathways. Sulfur-rich foods like garlic, onions, and cruciferous vegetables support liver function, which is crucial for handling excess vitamins. Prioritize recovery. Adequate sleep and gentle movement reduce inflammatory load and promote muscle repair. Add anti-inflammatory lifestyle habits. Light resistance training, yoga, or walking 20-30 minutes daily helps reduce systemic inflammation and keeps leg muscles strong. When inflammation is managed, oxidative stress is controlled, and vitamin levels are optimized, your legs become more resilient, less fatigued, and better coordinated even after 60. We've covered how excess vitamin D and B12 can disrupt energy, nerve function, and inflammation. Now let's connect the dots to insulin, hormones, and nutrient timing, critical pieces for preserving leg strength after 60. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Insulin is not just about blood sugar. It's a powerful anabolic hormone that signals your muscles to absorb nutrients, repair fibers, and generate energy. After 60, insulin sensitivity naturally declines, meaning your muscles don't respond as efficiently. Combine that with vitamin imbalances, and your leg muscles can become starved for energy even if you're eating enough protein and taking supplements. Hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone also decline with age. These hormones are essential for muscle mass, coordination, and recovery. Excess vitamin D or B12 can subtly influence hormone metabolism. For instance, too much D can affect calcium-regulated pathways that impact parathyroid hormone, which in turn affects muscle contraction and bone strength. B12 imbalances can influence methylation and indirectly affect hormone signaling in nerves and muscles. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your leg muscles like a garden. Insulin and hormones are the water and fertilizer. Vitamins are nutrients in the soil. Too much of one nutrient or nutrients applied at the wrong time can disrupt growth. Your garden looks healthy on the surface, but the roots, your nerves, and mitochondria aren't thriving. So, what's actionable here? How do we optimize hormones, insulin, and vitamin timing for leg strength? Protein and timing. Consume a moderate protein source, 20-30 grams, with each meal to stimulate muscle repair. Pair with magnesium-rich foods to balance calcium. Time your vitamins strategically. Take vitamin D with a meal containing healthy fats. Take B12 in the morning or early afternoon, not at night, to align with your natural energy cycles. Exercise strategically. Resistance training 3 to 5 times per week enhances insulin sensitivity and hormone signaling in muscles. Low-impact leg exercises like squats, lunges, and resistance bands are ideal. Control blood sugar. Avoid high sugar spikes, especially in older adults, as high insulin levels can worsen oxidative stress and interfere with nutrient absorption. Support recovery hormones. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Deep sleep is when growth hormone surges, repairing muscles and nerves. When you implement these strategies, your legs are no longer passive. They become metabolically active, responsive, and resilient. Even after 60, you can regain energy, balance, and confidence in every step. And here's a final practical tip. Keep a simple journal for a week. Track your vitamin intake, meals, exercise, and energy levels. You'll quickly see patterns that indicate whether your vitamins are helping or silently weakening your legs. Let's recap what we've uncovered today. We started with a surprising truth. Not all vitamins are automatically good, especially after 60. In fact, vitamin D and B12, two supplements most people take for bone and nerve health, can quietly weaken your legs if taken in excess or without proper balance. Here's what matters most. Vitamin D, too much leads to elevated calcium levels, disrupting muscle contraction and nerve signaling. The result? Weak, stiff, and fatigued legs. Vitamin B12. Excess synthetic B12 can imbalance methylation pathways, create nerve hyperactivity, and subtly impair leg strength and coordination, metabolism, and mitochondria. Muscles need energy. Overloaded or mismanaged vitamin intake can interfere with mitochondria, leaving your legs tired even after light activity. Inflammation and oxidative stress. Excess vitamins can trigger chronic low-level inflammation, further weakening muscles and slowing recovery. Hormones and insulin. Aging reduces sensitivity. Vitamins, timing, and nutrient balance interact with these pathways. Proper management enhances repair, energy, and strength. So what's the actionable plan to protect your legs naturally? Test first, supplement wisely. Don't take megadoses blindly. Blood tests tell you what your body actually needs. Focus on natural sources, sunlight for vitamin D, foods like salmon, eggs, leafy greens, and fortified plant milks for B12. Balance minerals and B vitamins. Pair magnesium with vitamin D, folate with B12, and eat a nutrient-dense diet. Exercise strategically. Low-impact resistance work improves insulin sensitivity, mitochondrial function, and muscle coordination. Monitor timing. Take vitamins with meals and during natural energy cycles to optimize absorption and minimize interference. Manage inflammation, include antioxidant-rich foods, prioritize sleep, and support liver detox pathways. Here's the challenge I want to leave you with. Try just one of these changes today. Maybe it's adjusting your vitamin D dose, adding a magnesium-rich meal, or doing a 10-minute leg strengthening routine. Track how your body responds. Notice if you have more energy in your legs, more stability, or less fatigue. Your legs are not just limbs. They're your independence, mobility, and quality of life. Taking small, precise, and science-backed steps can make a huge difference in staying strong and active well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. If this added value to you, like the video and subscribe to join a community of people optimizing their health naturally. Every day we break down science into simple, actionable steps so you can move, feel, and age better without unnecessary medications or guesswork. Your legs and your future self will thank you.